All right, we're good.
All right, guys. So a session like this is kind of what the whole campaign was built around. I did not plan for this to happen. This just happened because y'all sold out the Shadow Man and the Doom Raiders to the Artificer. So you forced a conflict. But that's okay. That's what the campaign is built to do. Um, so you are free to do whatever you want. I really don't have a story or an ending here. There's no railroads, there's no guardrails. The Shadow Man and the Doom Raiders obviously have some kind of plan. Your goal is to figure it out and keep the Artificer safe, or at the very least, keep yourselves safe. uh, okay, so during this roleplay and factions these sessions, y'all figured out more about the Shadow Man, a gray half orc that deals pure silk root powder. He has offered you 150 dragons to kill the Artificer. He uses disguise self, but you know for certain that his real form is some kind of half orc. You've put together that he is friends with the Doom Raiders because he has said similar things to the Doom Raiders. He has tried to kill Rainier Neverember with arrows as thick as saplings. Blinken, you have sold wood for arrows that is that are that big to Zaraj the Hunter of the Doom Raiders. You have also developed a relationship with the Artificer, a human Force Grey sergeant. She has been tasked with ending the spread of Silkroot by working with the Thieves Guild. She goes to the moon dance every month to float, and she keeps a record of everything she hears and keeps it on a journal on her person at all times. Her right arm is artificial, and she carries many gadgets. She is currently disguised as an elf woman with blue skin. Hugh is disguised as the Artificer. Um, And I know there's a lot of NPCs on the map, but the only ones y'all have to worry about are the Doom Raiders, the Artificer, the Shadow Man, and this Moon Druid character who will meet shortly. And she's not really a character as much as she is a mechanic. Um, the Doom Raiders are providing tonight's music. Um, what is their connection to the Shadow Man? They used to be adventurers, but now they run bars here in Waterdeep, and they have held the Stone of Aramex and are looking for the Vault of Dragons. I've also put over here actions that you can perform that will gain you inspiration. And if you already have inspiration, I'll give you 10 gold pieces. And then below that, I've put items that I've given you for heists in your briefcase of holding, and I put them here. You'll have access to them at any time. Does anyone have any
Uh,
questions before we get started?
Thieves Guild wants us to keep the artificer alive, correct?
Yes. Yes. So the Thieves Guild is kind of like the mafia, like the mob. They work with the law enforcement, you know. They keep things under control, quote unquote. And the law enforcement likes having something that they know rather than complete chaos they can't control, you know.
Yep.
So you and she have been asked by Nilbor to find out where this pure silver powder is coming from, the supplier from outside the city. The artificer right now is only concerned with capturing the Shadow Man, so that she can try to figure out who the supplier is.
Okay.
Any questions before we get started?
No.
Not for me.
Okay. Um, there are a lot of NPCs on this map. You don't have to worry about them, but they are all witnesses. They are all people who will react to things that go on around them. This is a city. I wanted it to feel like there was a lot of people around. But
Like,
we will start with Huel. Huel, you are disguised as the artificer, and you are wandering around the dancing court. You notice that there are many bars open here tonight. You've walked around a few of them. There are clowns and bards from the Sea Maidens Fair. There are nobles, guildmasters, civilians, and teenagers running around. And as you rounded the corner, you noticed the Doom Raiders setting up their instruments and Davil Starsong playing his lute to a bunch of teenagers, singing a song to them. He ended his song looking at you and giving you a wicked smile. You can go first, Hugh. What would you like to do?
I kind of just be like eyeballing like the. I guess I already did that last time. I guess kind of just do it again, like looking around at all like the different people. Like I know the Doom Raiders are suspicious, but looking around at like seeing the other people in the crowd, like alleyways and stuff like that.
Yeah, so looking around, you notice that there's this bridge here to the south. There's a staircase leading up to the high road to the north. There are also different alleyways that you can run along to the west. And then you notice that here in the northwest, there is a bar that has a second story that is an open deck. There are people sitting up there milling about and such. So it's a bar with a first level and then a second level that's like an open deck and people can drink outside there. Uh, you notice that would be a really good vantage point. You could see over everything.
I see. Yeah, like I'm a dressed up as an artificer. I'd just be milling about, maybe getting a drink just to kind of calm down.
Okay. You could head back to where your friends are south of the map. You should be able to move your own tokens, but I'll do it for you. You have this little gold ring around you. That's your disguise self spell. I'm going to pause these because I think these gifts take some computing power. There we go. Okay. So Blinken and Inchi, y'all are with the artificer as Huel walks up. The artificer is sitting on this little stoop right here, reading her notes. Blinken and Inchi, what would y'all like to be doing?
Um, I guess Blinken will just kind of walk around and kind of observe the crowd, but at the same time, like looking around and seeing if there is, any commotion. Maybe like make sure that he gets an eye on where the whereabouts of the Shadow Man would be, like keeping a mental note of where he would be.
Okay, you're going to have to explore the map to try and find the Shadow Man.
And that's fine. I'm just saying that's what I'm gonna do. Should I roll perception as well while I do?
No, just move your token around. If you use the distance tool, this map is scaled to you. So from the center of your token, drag the distance tool like 30 feet, and you can tell me what and that'll be the area that you're exploring.
I'll move about here. I'm just gonna, I guess, down the alleyway and stuff, kind of cruising around. Like I said, keeping an eye out, see if there's anything funny going on. Mainly just Shadow Man while I just around this area.
Okay, so looking around this area, the Tankard and Crow, it is a tavern that is open all night tonight for the moon dance. You can see that there are many patrons inside and you can hear music from bards. Also, looking around this area, you can see that as the sun goes down, most of this area isn't well lit. It's this area right beside the bar that has a few torches and street lamps out. And then this area over here to the north, these tents that have the Sea Maidens Fair next to them. Those are lit. So you notice them. Can you see it on the map? The areas that are lit and unlit.
Uh, yeah. I mean, I see like yellow like thing, and then there's dark shadowy.
Yeah, yeah. So the areas that are yellow, those are well lit.
Okay. Oh yeah,
Okay,
I'll just kind of
Sean.
move.
I'll say that while we're not in combat, y'all can move double your movement speed.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So you can go ahead and move another 30 feet, Lincoln. Sean, what would you like to be doing?
How much time do you says passes from our turns? How long do you think our turns is?
Like 6 to 10 seconds right now. I'm not really timing y'all. I'm not putting a rush on you. You have time to explore this. I just want it to feel like you're walking around and exploring rather than giving it to you all at once.
Then. Oh, also, the artificer is just staying right here for now.
The artificer is reading her book, and whenever you start walking, she'll start walking alongside you because you're kind of
See,
tasked with protecting her.
gotcha. Okay. And she will walk all the way over here near the wise wizard. That's 60 feet. So I'm gonna go ahead and drag him. And she would like to cast a silent image.
Oh, okay.
And I can cast that as at 60 feet as well. And she will cast an image of Rainier right over here.
Okay.
So and Rainier just kind of looks like he's vaguely trying to keep his identity secret, but obvious enough where if someone stared at him for longer than 2 seconds, they could see that as the face of Rainier Neverember.
Yeah, you made him look rough, like he has his hair up in a ponytail and it's dirty and he's scruffy. And he's like holding his chest like he got the shit kicked out of him recently.
Yep. He's just kind of favoring himself, but trying to keep kind of sort of to the shadows.
All right. I assume you can make that move around as you wish.
Yes, and also it lasts for 10 minutes. That is why I asked my previous question.
Okay. Uh, well, in that case, then we'll say each turn is a minute. How about that?
Well, shit. Yeah, fair.
Yeah. The artificer says, um, we should do our best to get a layout of the whole area. We have 1 hour before the moon dance starts, and I'm expected to be in the middle of the court.
Yeah,
Uh,
we'll eyeball the layout. You know the way.
She says, yes, it's actually up here next to the Jade Dancer. That's where the festivities will be.
Well, then by all means, lady, lead the way.
She says, I'm reading right now. You lead the way. And she goes back to looking at her journal. She looks
Then,
like a pale blue elf woman. You can see that disguise self spell also disguises her hand that is normally in a leather glove. It just looks like blue, pale flesh right now.
hmm,
All right.
okay.
You come out of the tankard and crow with a mead in your hand, drinking it, looking like the artificer. Someone says, "Hey, Doc, how you doing?"
I'd like bow because I'm take a second to realize I'm the artificer. Like,
You
oh,
realize
it's
that,
it's going great.
yeah, that person was talking to you. What would you like to do for your turn?
Probably just be probably just milling about till
All
the
right. You
keep
hear
an eye on the
some.
Doom Raiders. Hope they're over there.
Okay, yeah, you could head that way. You also hear some unique music coming from the Sea Maiden's Fair bards. Um, you can move your token about 60 feet. You'd be about where Blinken is. All right. Hugh, from where you are, you can see that there's a show going on from the Sea Maidens Fair. One clown is doing a silly dance while also casting a magical spell of dancing lights around this human commoner who's looking at the lights of maze and having a great time. There's a jester bard in light makeup and silly face paint beside the clown playing a jaunty tune on the lute. And even though it's jaunty and silly, he's very skilled the way he's using each of his fingers to pluck away at the lute and play a nice melody and harmony at the same time.
Yeah, like his eyes would light up
Yeah,
watching him play.
Would you say anything to them?
Yeah, I'll tip him like a gold coin. Mighty good show, mighty good show.
He works in a little riff to what he's playing as he bows to you slightly. Okay, Blinken, your turn.
Yeah, that doesn't seem interesting to Lincoln as obviously quote unquote artificial getting distracted or is being a distraction that he's uh head over there, yeah. Try to again look around.
Okay. So heading over there, you notice that this area is particularly not well lit at all tonight. You notice there's a city watch right here in that full plate mail. You remember that you were asked by the Sea Maidens Fair to try and get them 3 sets of armor tonight, but you ignored that job. But also, Blinken, as you round the corner, you hear someone say, "Mr. Plantfoot, Mr. Plantfoot." And you turn around and you see your guildmaster standing right here, talking to a noble in this shady corner.
Ah, yes. Hello.
Says, "Mr. Plantfoot, where have you been? You have not come to do your inventory for 4 days."
Yeah, it's been a rough few days. I'll be back soon. It's just there was a lot of things going on. Can't really say it's a need to know basis, but I'll be back soon. Don't worry about it.
He says, "Mr. Plantfoot, as your guildmaster, I do need to know. This kind of behavior is unacceptable."
I mean, I can't help it that I'm not going to say anything else, but just understand that this is just minor setback. I'll be there soon. Okay?
He looks at you and he looks a little bit disappointed, but he goes back to whispering with the noble. You can tell that they're kind of tense, whispering about something that bothers both of them.
I hope this conversation isn't about me.
No, they were having this conversation before they saw you. You could listen in on it if you'd like. Check out that city watch. You also hear the sound of a well-played lute coming to you from the north.
I'll just kind of lean back towards the field master, like looking around, but kind of keep a close ear to. I can.
Yes. DC 11.
I did say I hate the system.
Do you want to roll with your physical dice?
Yeah.
I'll let you do it. You're kind of cursed.
Okay. Roll. It's a what? It is a 13.
13? Okay. So you're barely able to hear it. You kind of duck around this bush right here. But you can hear your boss, the guildmaster, saying, well, last time this happened, she was in a coma for nearly a decade. And the noble says, surely they won't let it last that long this time. They have to have some sort of plan. And the guildmaster says, no, this is good. This is good. We can finally consolidate the guilds. We can become powerhouses with your investment. If Layla Silverhand is truly in a coma, this city is about to become our playground. Lincoln, you would know that Layla Silverhand is the open lord of Waterdeep, the ruler that has allowed Waterdeep to exist in peace for the last 25 years.
Okay.
She keeps the city safe from invasions. She keeps the economy running smoothly, and she keeps the nobles and the criminals under control.
Okay. So while listening to this, I'm just, again looking like I'm just minding my business, walking towards, while hearing this noise, just obviously not really trying to give way that I'm actually conversation.
Okay, you managed to do that successfully. Inshi, back to you and the artificer. What would you like to do?
Okay. And she's like mostly focusing on Rainier, trying to keep him looking organic, and he's gonna move Rainier over here. And the illusion of Rainier that he had him in a hood, and Rainier's
Okay,
just gonna put a hood down and just kind of ruffling with his hair as he looks out along the view right here, just
okay.
to see what's going on.
So you have
And then
Rainier walk.
sorry, go ahead. Go
Okay,
ahead.
yeah, let's do Rainier first. So Rainier walks from the shadows here into this well-lit area between all these tents where the Sea Maiden's Fair is performing, and you can see across the courtyard. This is the court of the Dancing Moon. You can see that there are people milling about, and there are the Doom Raiders setting up their instruments. There is some kind of white-haired human woman standing in the center. And behind them is the massive three-story ball, the Jade Dancer. So when Rainier steps out here and takes down his hood, about a second later, you hear Dabble Starsong mess up a note on his lute. He was in the middle of singing something and he chokes on the words. He says, uh, they got methods of keeping you clean, and he continues on. And as he coughs, the Doom Raiders look at him and he motions over to Rainier Neverember, and they all take a look at him.
Uh, and she smirks as he notices the reaction, and he's gonna keep Rainier looking oblivious and she walks up to the wise wizard right here,
Okay.
like still kind of glit. What?
Uh-huh.
Okay, well,
The
still.
Sorry, man.
Are you
The
trying to
wise
say
wizard is looking
yes?
at the Sea Maiden's Fair. What were you trying to say?
Okay, and she's like half glancing over at Rainier to see if someone tries to break his illusion. But he also like turns to his side. He's like switching glances between Wise Wizard and Rainier. Like, Mister, I like the party.
He says, oh, I love the dancing court. I love the Moon Festival. It brings out the best magicians in the whole city. Everyone wants to show off, and I'm delighted in the spectacle.
Oh yeah, a lot of card tricks tonight. I can probably find a few just here and there. Oh, you look, I got a club of sevens. Big whoop.
He says, oh, no, not mere card tricks. Tonight, my boy, you will see magic the likes you have not seen before. The ability to dance in the moonlight. Look at these clowns over here, these jesters performing, using spells like Flame Strike and Firebolt in ways I have never seen. It is so beautiful. Ah, the illusionary arts. They are wondrous.
They're a bunch of show-offs, if you ask me.
He says, "Oh, that is not even showing off. Would you like to see showing off?"
Uh, yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay.
Better be good, old man.
Just a second.
So you got stage fright, huh?
Just a fucking. You wait just a fucking second, little goblin.
Yeah, yeah.
He opens up a book that you can feel arcane energy coming off of. You can almost feel it shift the wind with every turn of the page, and it hits you with its magical illusionary energy. You have never felt anything quite this powerful. And he casts Simulacrum. He creates a simulacrum of a beast or no, not simulacrum, that's crazy as well. That's not what I meant. You can feel the power coming off of him. And he takes this staff in his hand and he slaps it on the ground. And a little spark projects out of the crystal on the top, and it goes up and up and up and up and up. What do you think about that, Inchi?
Uh, and she keeps his gaze on it, just watching it go up and up and up and up. And he's just
Wow.
waiting for it to.
And eventually it explodes and it becomes a big dragon and it swoops down over the courtyard and does a loop around it. Blinken and Huel, you also see this. And Blinken, you're taken back to when you were a child, and dragons flew over the city almost every night. Uh, People ooh and ah and clap and scream in excitement. And the wizard looks at you and she smugly.
I think I've seen better.
That is an
Have you
8th
even
level spell.
have you even seen a dragon, Mister?
He goes, I am friends with quite a few dragons.
I think you need to find some better friends. Try to find a human, huh? A goblin. Those make for good friends.
He goes, I have many friends of many races. I have
I
been
doubt
friends
it.
with the Gralhound family for many centuries. They used to know many dragons. Unfortunately, not as much exist inside the city anymore.
So apparently dragons aren't that cool then, huh? Should have
Oh,
picked a better
and
spell.
he feels bad. Congratulations.
Alright, my turn can end whenever you want.
Okay, fine. I believe it's Huel's turn. Kirby.
Oh,
Kirby.
talking about make me. After watching the bards play for a little bit, I'll make my way up to like the center here.
Right next to the illusionary Rainier.
Yeah. Trying to act as much as like the artificer as I can. Not trying to lay low, but like
Oh, okay. Actually, as you step out here, you pass by this Rainier Neverember that you know is an illusion from Unchi. And as you're standing here, this noble comes up to you. and goes, Miss Artificer, I have a few questions about security in the city.
He'll take a second to respond and realize like he's being addressed and say, "Oh, it's time for the celebration and time for dance. It's not time for silly questions like that. Am I right?"
He says, but surely, my lady, you know with everything going on in the city, do you not have a minute to spare for a tax-paying noble like myself? Hugh, you notice that this conversation has drawn the attention of the Doom Raiders, who all, again, kind of look at each other and then look at you and then pretend to not be looking at you.
In like flashbacks to the vision I had of the artificer last time and all the coins, and
Yes.
I'll
So
I'll start chatting with this guy about the security protocols and stuff.
Mhm. So yeah, you're bullshitting your way through this conversation, but you're thinking about that vision your little Inchu gave you, a vision of the artificer floating high in the air, how she would be basically an open target and so easy to kill. You'd get 150 gold coins for doing such a thing. You'd get in good with the Doom Raiders. You saw a vision of them slapping you on the back, being your friend, and that led you to the Vault of Dragons and its 1 million gold coins. You also had a vision of what would happen if you tried to save the artificer and how hard it would be, and how from the top of where she's floating, she would fall, fall, fall. And as she was falling, you could hear screaming that sounded like singing. All right, Blinken, it is your turn.
See. I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna move up a little bit. I'm not gonna like get too much into the light, so I'm gonna move probably right around here.
Okay. Are you trying to remain sneaky and out of sight of the Doom Raiders?
Yes.
Okay. So you're not in the light yet, so I'll let you do it without rolling. You can see that the Doom Raiders are setting up. All of them except for Davos Starsong. He's just playing his little loop to a couple of young ones that are gathered around singing along with him. Ishradhorn is setting up some kind of piano contraption. Zaraj the Hunter is setting up her drums and cymbals. And Skino Weirdbottle is setting up 2 lutes and also a table that has various potions and powders sitting on it.
Okay. I'm just gonna you know observe for now, and then like I said, I'm gonna try to keep an eye out for um try to see if the Shadow Man will make his presence known. Just to get an idea of where.
Okay. As you're watching, you remember back on your day with Schema Weirdbottle cleaning the Doom Raiders bar. You remember that he said he doesn't play with the band anymore, that they're a bunch of sellouts. And even though they're his family, he won't play with them. It seems like something has changed, and you wonder what it is. You keep an eye out. And about after a minute, sorry, let me reload my Roll20. It's acting up. There we go. That's a little bit smoother. All right, so about after a minute, you see the door to the Jade Dancer open, and out steps the Shadow Man. You know that the Shadow Man is someone using disguise self. You know that underneath that disguise self, you have felt a half orc, because disguise self cannot change how you feel. They step out, uh, and they look a little bit nervous. They have their shoulders hunched over, and they walk kind of awkwardly, and they step down the stairs, and they go over to Ziraj the Hunter, and you see Siraj hand them something wrapped in a blanket, something big and large, or something narrow and long. That's about the size of the shadow man. Lincoln, do you do anything else?
No, not right now. I'm just gonna continue observing. I don't want to draw attention because the idea of drawing attention basically during rehearsal is stupid.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna sit here, mind my business, and just note that something is being changed. And obviously keep looking around too because I don't know where the others are. So I'm just kind of making sure nothing goes crazy.
Mhm. I'll say that we can use like slight meta knowledge. You know what your friends look like and you know how they behave, so you can spot them in a crowd. Obviously, you can't spot them all the way across the map,
Yeah,
but you know, you
like
think about how nice it would
basically
be.
what I'm doing is if something happens that causes a conflict, I want to make sure Blinken is paying attention, right?
Yes. Yes. Forgot what I was going to say, but we're going to go back over to Schema. Schema, you're continuing to berate this wise wizard who was here to help you learn about illusionary arts. What are you saying to him now?
What'd you call me, Schemo?
Yes,
I'm sorry, Inchi, my bad.
you all look alike.
No, originally I had Schemo as a goblin too, because I thought
Oh,
Gotcha.
that'd be fun. But in the book, he's a deep gnome, and I kept him as that.
Okay. Well,
I'm sorry.
frankly, Inchi is glad that he sees the weakness in the wizard, like proving his superiority over him. And
Did you want me to make it attack all of us here to prove my might?
if it would look more like an actual dragon, yes. Otherwise, he's just flying around all willy nilly.
It would feel like real acid damage or real
Well,
fire damage.
well, I barely felt the wind, sir.
He closes his magic book and he shoves it in his bag, and he turns around and only looks at the Sea Maiden's fair and stops engaging with you.
Good, because and she's gonna nudge the artificer, saying, "Get your nose out of the book. You're gonna trip on these stairs." And he's gonna walk up these stairs over here.
All right, what do you want to do over here?
Well, he's also gonna snuff his nose at the drow security over here,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like just slight intimidation, like, "Hey, what you gonna do?" But not like an actual interaction. Uh,
Okay. Um,
other
okay.
otherwise, he's going to move his Rainier illusion over. Hmm. I think he's going to move it closer to this way, and the Rainier is going to look like he's looking over at the band, trying to see their setup.
Okay. Do you just have him acting all curious?
A little curious, but he's going to put his hood back up, so it's not just like overtly obvious that it's a Rainier.
Okay. So they all know it. They're all keeping an eye on him. Istrid Horn looks at him the most closely. You snuff your nose at that security guard, and he snuffs his nose right back at you. And the artificer climbs up the stairs and says, I got it. They're doing a candy trail. Okay, we all need to get together. Drinks will be on me. Just a moment, Inchi. And she walks over to the drow security guard, and you can hear her say, I don't recall processing any private security requests for the Southern Ward tonight. The Sea Maiden's Fair is only allowed to work in the Docks Ward at night. We have to keep you under control after what happened last year. And you can see the drow security guard keep his right hand around some object on his belt. But within his left hand, he reaches into a pouch, pulls out a small pouch of gold, and puts it in the artificer's hand. It contains 10 gold coins. And the artificer says, thank you for doing the proper paperwork and paying the fee. And she walks back over to you and she says, drinks on me. Come on. And she walks into the fool's candle.
Uh, even though the artificer has already walked away from me, I'm kind of like exchanging glances from the artificer to the drow and back at her. It's like, wait, where's my gold? Hey, and chasing after her.
Yeah, the drow looks at you like this is nothing out of the ordinary. All right. Huel, the artificer would have whistled at you, and you could see this pale blue elf that you know is the artificer walk into this bar nearby. Blinken, you would have seen the same thing. Huel, what would you like to do?
Well, I'd go over to the artificer if she's flagging me over.
Okay, Blinken, how about you?
Yeah, I'll blink back and go towards the bar.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to ask you, do you want to take the long way around?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna.
I'll just drag you straight over there, and we'll say that you did that. Okay.
Yep.
She also says to bring the Rainier illusion inside here, and then dismiss it.
Oh, good. That's
Yeah.
actually gonna be my next move.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good.
But
Okay.
it's not gonna be dismissed until he's like very out of sight from the band.
Yes, of course. All right, we'll bring him in here, and I'm going to put him on my game master layer. So if you ever want to bring him back, you can. Just track
Okay.
your spell slots as you cast that and uncast it.
Currently am.
Thank you very much, man. Okay. Okay, so she gets you all a round of mead. Not the best mead, not the worst mead. You know, good work beer. And she says, "Okay, I have a few questions for you. So y'all told her that you had interacted with the Shadow Man before and bought silver powder off of him. Did y'all tell her about burning down the warehouse?"
No, I don't think so.
No. Okay, I don't think y'all did either. Y'all did tell her that you think the Shadow Man has a connection to the Doom Raiders. I remember that.
Yeah.
So the only crime you've confessed to is getting the silvery power. And you lied to her. You know, you said that the Shadow Man came and approached you about killing her. Okay. She
To
says
be
you-
clear, sorry, to be
Uh-huh.
clear, Inshi's first and only interaction with her before this point was at the Thieves Guild, correct? Because I missed that
Yeah.
session before, I believe. Okay.
Yes, that was for everybody else. Okay. So she is looking over these notes of y'all's interactions with the Shadow Man. And she says, "Now, how have you ever seen the Shadow Man and the Doom Raiders in the same location before? And if so, which members of the Doom Raiders was it?"
Lincoln will kind of speak up and say that I've seen pretty sure an interaction just now while they're rehearsing. So does that count?
She says, "No, tonight they're tricking us. Before tonight, before they knew we were onto them, had you ever seen them in the same spot?"
No, but I think using the same arrows as one of them because I did buy wood from my guild. That's what I'm assuming, though.
Yes. She says, "Looking back over what you told me earlier today, you have seen some of them in the same spot. The day that y'all met him when you bought all the silk powder from him, you went into the Doom Raiders bar, the beer garden, and you saw playing on stage Davil Starsong and Istrid Horn. Schemo Weirdbottle was at the bar, and Siraj was nowhere to be seen. She came in later. The first time that y'all met her, it was when Davil and Istrid asked you to deliver wine. Well, when Davil and Zaraj asked you to deliver wine from Schemo to Istrid at the bar, right? He approached you after that. What I believe is happening is they're drawing you in, and maybe even other people in, with simple jobs. Transfer this from our warehouse to our bar. Take this from one bar to another. Go deposit this at the bank for us. And then the Shadow Man approaches and asks you to do something dangerous, like buy silk root powder or offer city watch officer. The Doom Raiders have complete deniability here. They can just pretend to be the Shadow Man and ask you to do dangerous things for them. And legally, they've never touched it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I could see that.
Decentralized, organized crime, full deniability. We are probably not the last people they will try this on. They'll reset it and start again. When they got wind I was looking for them, that's when they started this plot to kill me. So they're probably going to use this identity tonight and then discard it. And I believe whoever they have there tonight is probably a patsy. Look at them, all on stage where everyone can see them. Full deniability.
Yeah, that could be true.
If we can find this Shadow Man, I'm sure it will be someone who has absolutely no idea what's going on. But we need to confirm this theory first. What did you see this Shadow Man doing?
Well, I didn't see him per se, but I have a feeling he's doing some sort of spell to disguise it. He had the same size and demeanor as the Shadow Man. They were
No,
trading something, but I don't know what.
he had the same size, but he did not have the same demeanor. He was
Oh.
nervous, and his posture was awkward.
Okay. Well, I mean, he had the same size regardless. I didn't know what they're doing. They were, um, trading something that's pretty big, like his size. I didn't want to press on and be like, "Hey, what's that?" In the middle of school.
Well, we should find out what that was. We have about 50 minutes before the moon dance starts.
Right. So, anyone that maybe has a disguise besides, I point at fake artifact. I mean, I could tell you that Saraj, she handed him the packet, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I
she had
basically,
the package.
I'll say that there was a big guy. You can't miss him. That I'm not sure if he's still there, but he was right next to the garage. So I'm gonna assume he might go back into the answer. Anybody that either sneaky or probably better if you got a disguise, figure out maybe what that package is. I don't know because I mean I don't want to bring my I'm kind of like I have a short stature. People probably know me.
Yeah, and you've met all of them before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty short too. I don't know what I can do to help you, man.
You don't have disguise self?
I don't know what I can do to help you, man.
Okay.
Well, looks like we're out of luck then. Sorry about that because I can't just pronounce myself.
Hmm.
Ah, yeah, it's too bad.
Yeah, that sucks.
All
Can I
right.
just take another
Y'all-
swig of mead? Whatever.
As y'all sit in this bar for a while, you can see out the windows the Shadow Man moves from the Jade Dancer over to this other bar. And you see him eventually come out and sit at one of these tables at this bar to the north, the Broken Paths.
Mm,
Well, that's where he
She
went.
says, I will go around now. This cover has not been blown for me. And she gets up to start walking out of the fool's candle. Does anybody go with her?
Mm, Miss Artificer, do you feel safe right now?
She says, I feel exhilarated. If I could close this case before the moon bends, I'll feel better than I have in years.
I'm gonna take that as a yes. All right, Mr. Blinken. I lied to you. I can change my face. Just go over your plan and watch the Artificer for me and keep her safe, please.
Okay.
Y'all also have like these potions of invisibility, disguise kits.
Yeah, I was gonna use a potion of invisibility. Like once we get close. I don't know how long that lasts. Was it 10 minutes?
10 minutes, yeah.
I'll just probably pop it right when we get close to it, like in a side alley and where no one is, hopefully, and then just give the potion of follower.
Okay, so we'll take you outside and y'all will move where you want to go.
Okay.
So don't swing it quite yet if you want to save it for the last minute.
Yeah.
Y'all can exit the Fool's Candle through these tents at the south here. So you don't have to step right in front of the Doom Raiders.
Okay.
So the Artificer steps out. Who's going with her?
So wait, Blinken, you're gonna pursue the Shadow Man thing?
Well, you're telling me to protect her, so yeah.
Well, hold on. It sounds like you're more wanting to engage with the Shadow Man than me. Is that correct?
I don't know what you were doing initially. He was obviously over there. You could probably check the Jade Dancer place and see if there's package there. I don't know if he left it there or if he had it with him.
He took it with him to the Broken Axe.
Okay, looks like I'm going with the fucking Artificer since nobody else will.
No.
Well,
That's
I'd be
fine.
going, obviously.
Okay, so everybody's going.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, okay. All right, everybody's outside now. How do y'all want to go about this? Y'all can go, of course, to the west. You'd have to go through the Sea Maidens Fair performers and up this wall right here. Or you could go around completely.
Um,
Go around the east.
I'll probably maybe go over the wall and then like no, I don't want to do the wall. I'll 10 minutes. Fuck. All right. Okay, yeah, I'll go towards the wall. And try to like climb over the wall. I just don't want to bring attention to the Doom Ring. The whole point.
Okay, I mean, yeah, you're going down the stairs here into this area. You're kind of blocked from their line of sight. Roll an acrobatics check to get up this, or an athletics check to pull yourself up this wall smoothly.
Okay, so it'll be a total of 16.
16. Okay, so you're able to get up there. A city watch officer is up there, but he doesn't say anything to you. He just observes you. The artificer follows behind you, making the same roll you do.
And she would like to offer, like the hands cupped, like a hike up for her.
Okay, yes, I'll let her roll again because she got a 3, so you gave her advantage. Oh shit, she got a 5. So she does not crawl up the wall smoothly. She has to like really like pull herself up using her shoulders and her elbows, and she grimaces in pain when she does that. But she pulls
And
herself up.
I also think she's like pushing down on my hands pretty hard as I'm cupping them to try to help her. I'm like, oh, lady, get up there.
You're giving her like maybe a foot of advantage.
Yeah, foot's a foot.
And she and Hugh roll athletics to get up the wall if that's the way that you want to go.
11.
All right. You're able to
Athletics?
scramble. Yeah, athletics. You're able to scramble up the wall, and little toes scrape into the wall as you climb up. But again, the city watch says nothing to you. You're not breaking any rules by being here.
And she's yell like huff and catches her breath, and it's like, "That's how you do it, ma'am."
She
Just
is
wipe off my
gripping her.
clothes.
She is gripping her right shoulder very hard, not really paying attention to what you're saying. Fuel, what did you want?
I rolled a 15. I don't know why the Beyond D&D's not working.
Okay. You're able to climb up as well. It's a little bit awkward. Your hands and arms look and feel longer to me. It looks a little bit weird, but again, looking weird or having a disguised self is not breaking the law. So the city watch says nothing. All right, you're all able to be here beside the broken axe. The Shadow Man is on the second level. You are outside the first level. Would you like to go in there, walk up the stairs, pay attention to him from outside, climb up the walls? What would you like to do?
For me, once everybody goes in, last minute, I'm gonna take this swing of the push of visibility, hide behind somewhere, nobody, and then walk in after.
Okay, so Blinken, you're going to go visible.
Yep.
I'm going to put a little thing on your token. Oh, what's this invisible? No, I guess that says invisible. All right, does anybody else do anything before you enter the broken axe?
The stairs to get. Shadow Man is on the second floor of the Broken Axe, right?
Yep.
Where's the stairs? Inside or outside the building?
Inside.
Got it. Okay, well then Enchi will just walk into the building whenever Heal is ready.
He'll do you walk into the building through the stairs? Or
Yeah,
walk-
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm ready.
All right, everybody walks up the stairs to the second floor. Yo, I'm gonna get rid of that bubble on you. I'm sorry. I just can't move your token with it like that. Okay, Blinken is the only one who's invisible. Huel is disguised as the artificer. The artificer looks like an elf. Y'all all come out into this patio, and you see that the Shadow Man is looking down over the crowd. He has that big package laying on the wooden table. He's like sitting as close to the rail as possible, overlooking it, and that package is kind of on the edge of the table. He has not noticed you, and he's not looking around, and he's not drinking. What would you like to do?
Enchi is like peeking over the edge of the balcony over here,
Okay.
and he
Oh yeah, you've never met this man. I don't think.
would like to cast Silent Image again, and it will have Rainier walking around this sign into the Shadow Man's line of sight over here. And Rainier just looks like he's looking back over the Doom Raiders again.
Okay. You cast this, and you have Rainier walking around here, walking, right into the line of sight of the Doom Raiders and the Shadow Man. Keeping an eye on Shadow Man. The Shadow Man just kind of aimlessly looks at Rainier and then looks away, as if he's never seen him before. The Doom Raiders, again, all take notice of Rainier, look in his direction, and then go back to setting up their instruments.
Okay, not being able to see Blinken, she like tugs on Heel's sleeve frantically. Heel.
You can run back.
Well, yeah, that's what he did, but he's still tugging on Heel's sleeve. Heel.
Huel's like, he like responds. He's like, "I'm not you. I'm the artificer." He's like, What is it?"
Oh, I, 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 I'm not. The Shadow Man doesn't want Rainier. He doesn't. He
It
didn't
looked
even recognize him.
Yes.
Look,
And Inchi tells you what he saw. The Shadow Man acted like him, or the Shadow Man seemed to have never seen Rainier Neverember before.
I, I, I don't think. I don't think this is the Shadow Man.
It looks just like him.
Somebody posing as the Shadow Man? Who would do something like that? Me as posing as the artificer?
Yeah.
mm, I, I don't know.
This is a
The
little
artificer,
strange.
the artificer says the way disguised self works. If you've seen a person before, you can transform into them, or even if you've seen a picture or a drawing of them before, you could turn into them. So different people could turn into the same looking person. It's a trick used all the time by criminals in the city.
Lady, I know how the spell works. I'm saying, who is that man?
I don't know. Let's grab them and figure it out.
Mm. Hey, Mr. Blinky, you still around?
I flick him in the ear.
Who did that? Oh, I get it. Blinkin, there's a little package beside him. You want to grab it?
And then you hear slight footsteps walking towards the package.
Roll sleight of hand with advantage. DC 10.
Did I roll with advantage since I'm invisible, or such a trait?
Roll, yeah, I said advantage.
Oh, okay. 17 total.
17 to. Okay. You are able to successfully grab this big package. It is twice your size. You are able to grab it and walk away with it.
And then I'm just once I get the package, you're gonna see the. I imagine the invisibility's gone, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Oh
so
shit, yeah.
because I think
So you
that's what
pick it
happens
up.
with that.
Yeah, you're able to like grab it and then the invisibility breaks. But
Um,
you have it, and he's looking out over the balcony and not back towards you.
Okay, so I'm just gonna walk back towards the group, and kind of hoping somebody will grab this besides because I'm very noticeable. So like
You're,
handing it over to someone.
you bring it over around the corner here where y'all are. The map kind of ends here, but like the patio goes all the
Yeah,
way around.
yeah.
Yeah. So you unwrap it, and there are three things in there. There's a quiver with arrows as thick as saplings. There's a strong longbow. And there's a copy of the Doom Raiders book, The Broken, The Beaten, and The Dead. The book, as you know, is the Doom Raiders biography, and it also has their history and their lyrics in it as well. You open it up, and there's some writing on the first page. You can look at that if you want to, or you could look at the bow and arrow.
Probably look at the writing. I already know. I would assume the bow and arrow was probably what I recognize anyways.
Yeah, the bow of Zaraj the Hunter.
Yeah.
The writing of the book, and everyone is around and can see this. It says, "To our biggest fan, S.B. McGee, thank you for all you do. Istrid."
Hmm.
And you would recognize that as the initials for Sad Boy McGee.
Yeah.
And the artificer says, "Who is this S. McGee?"
I would say I believe that's the initial contact from the Yawning Portal.
Yeah, a big fan of the Doom Raiders. He used to
Yeah.
work for the Thieves Guild. Now he works for the Doom Raiders.
Yeah. So he was part of the.
She says, "Oh, of course, they're everywhere. Wonderful." And she says, "Well, uh, we could grab him and dispel the magic on him, find out who it really is under there. Or if you can guess it who it is, we could go and interrogate him now."
I don't remember. Was Sad Boy? He wasn't like a half orc. I don't remember.
No, no, he was a human.
Okay.
He was
Um.
he was a nervous little human who
Yeah.
wanted to get away from a life of crime.
He was number 3, Blinken.
Yeah. Number 3. Yeah. The one that I gave him inspiration for, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, um, he. I mean, uh, could dispel, but when I look around, is there a lot of people around, or is it just him in this balcony?
There is this one human below him that's also standing out on the balcony, just on the rail, on the railing, looking at everything, drinking a cup of mead.
Blinken, Huel, if you want to grab him, I'll distract that little human over there.
Yeah.
That could work. But tell him to look over there at the Doom Raiders, and then we'll
Yeah.
sneak up.
Yeah, sure, I'll do something like that.
All right. So Inchi, you would be going first. What would you like to do?
And she walks up to this human right here, nudges him,
Mhm.
nudges him in the arm. It says, "Hey, hey, Humie, look over there. You see that old man in the hat down there?
He goes, "Yes, yes. It looks like some sort of wizard. Is it the dancing court 104?"
Well, did you know this wizard has a dragon?"
He says, "Oh, really? Is he the wizard that casted it earlier? Did you see how he did it? Please tell me how he did it." And you are distracting them. Blinken and Huel, how would y'all like to grab the Shadow Man? Again, he's just sitting at a table, kind of nervously, with bad posture, looking out at the Doom Raiders.
I'll
Um,
try to walk up and be more discreet about it. Like, I have a few daggers on my character, obviously, but I'd walk out and just grab him by like the one arm. I'd imagine it Blinken would grab him by the other arm.
Blinken, is that okay with you?
uh, I'm looking. Hold on.
You know, he would probably like resist that, right?
He might.
Yeah. I guess that would be the best approach. I don't have anything really to do, and then like, I'll walk up and like say something like, once get in position, I'll be like, oh man, remind me of that one guy. I think his name is Sad Boy.
And then you grab him.
Yeah.
Do you cover his mouth or?
I will go cover his mouth, while hopefully Huel will, you know, try to
Okay.
restrain him and stuff.
Okay. I will let y'all make a grapple check I will let one of you make a grapple check with advantage because you're doing it together.
Oh.
So whoever, I
Strength.
would recommend whoever has the highest strength make the roll.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't have.
definitely you then, Blinken. I was gonna
I
say
have a.
-1.
Okay, I have a 0. Let's go.
It's
Have
better than
high-
-1, dude.
I rolled an 11.
An 11. All right, he gets to oppose that. Ooh, fuck. So
Oh,
with a
could
12,
I bardically inspire him? I know it's kind of after the roll.
I will say you did it before.
And
How
what
do
is
you
that?
inspire him?
I'd have been like humming up the tune with the Doom Raiders are playing. Like I'll see myself like start humming, and he
That
gets
D6 or
I think it might have went up. Hold on, I'm just gonna double check. 1d8.
8. All right, let me roll it here.
Is that the Doom Raiders theme that they're playing, Mike?
Yeah, they're playing their hit song "Younglings."
Ah.
Fucking goddamn it!
Jesus,
I told you I hate this fucking system.
you should have just rolled it with your real dice.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, an 11. I'll still meet it, right? It's 12 and 12.
I'll say since it's a tie and it's two of you, you're able to overpower him just barely and drag him off. And as y'all like drag him behind this guy, this human that Inshi's talking to, he looks back quickly, but you've already taken the Shadow Man away, and he goes back to listening to Inshi.
Oh yeah, I mean, as soon as the human looks away, it's Itchy says, "No, no, no, wait! You got to look at this wrist motion that he did," and she's like doing this like very fragrant, very flamboyant hand motions, trying to replicate what the wizard was trying to do.
Okay. And he says, "Do you think he would do it again if I went and asked him?"
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah! You should go ask him right now. He loves that dragon.
All right. Roll a persuasion check, Inshu, with advantage. Persuasion. Yeah, like Schizo, your fucking roll 20 is cursed, I swear.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I got a nat 20.
Oh, look at
And
that.
Inshu, yeah. All right, so he runs off around the bar and he goes down the stairs and he is gone off of this balcony. Y'all have it all alone with the Shadow Man now. Blinken and Huel, y'all are holding him down. Y'all are like pulled back here so people can't really see what you're doing. The Shadow Man is struggling against you. Y'all are struggling to hold him down. So every round he'll make a strength check to try to get out of it. But y'all have him held down. What do y'all say to him?
um, I'll look at him while covering his mouth with it. Nod your head and understand me.
He nods his head.
If play nice, I will at least let go of your mouth. But if you scream, I will smack the living hell out of you. Understand me? And nod if you do.
He nods again. Huel, the artificer nudges you in your side and motions at you to take off the little glove that you have that looks like her glove.
Oh yeah, I definitely would. Like her tell me that. Take off
Yeah.
the glove.
You take off the glove. You notice that you have to like unzip it from the cuff and take it off. But underneath, there is a metal hand made with various types of gears and copper pipes, some big, some small. And you can see that in the knuckles, there are three magic gems. And she makes a little like finger gun motion or a finger hand crossbow motion and like says to point it at the Shadow Man.
Oh yeah, like point the arm and like
All right. Make
the
an
crossbow
intimidation
part.
check with advantage. God damn.
Better start talking.
All right. So he does not know what he's looking at, but he knows he should be afraid of it. Hugh, you don't even know what the artificer could do with this posture that or with this hand gesture that you're making, but you're kind of afraid of it. And he nods his head slowly, his eyes big and wide. You can tell he's not going to resist this at all.
Okay, I slowly remove my hand from his mouth. Like, now, are you sad boy?
He looks from you over to Hugh as the artificer, to the blue elf artificer, and to Inshu. And he looks back at you, blinking, and he looks really scared, and he looks really sad. And he again nods his head up and down.
Okay, and I look at the party and be like, the sad boy. I thought, and I look back at him. Why you don't look like this size? Why did you grow?
Yeah. Come on, Gooner, drop the little disguise. We know it's you.
Jesus. All right, so he still looks like Shadow Man, but since you know who he is now, the token looks like Sad Boy McGee. Okay, and he again looks from you, blinking, to the artificer, and he looks at you and says, and in this imitation of an orc's voice, he says, I can't talk to any city watchman. I can't go back in.
Why do you have those the bow and arrow thing? Did you do something with that? Was she planning on doing something with that? Do you know?
He says again, just to you, blinking, he says, look, man, I'm just making some extra coins. I'm doing security for the Doom Raiders. They told me I should they told me they would disguise me as someone else so that, they have stalkers. They have crazy people that follow them around. They need people like me to watch out for them. People like her. And he points over to Hugh, looking like the artificer.
Why?
Do you-
You're just security.
He says, yeah, they asked me to do this. This is all above board, man. Why are you tackling me with someone from City Watch?
Boy, do you even know who you are disguised as?
Can I roll
Zara.
insight when he was saying that by the way? On the
Yes, you can. Do it with advantage, since you
Okay.
kind of know this guy.
Followed by crazy people. Who's the crazy people here? Like I'm holding my crazy weapon over him.
It'll be 18 total.
18 total. You could tell that you have intimidated him, and he is scared enough that he is telling the truth.
Okay.
And he says, I don't know. History did this for me. She looked through some kind of book and picked someone that looked intimidating.
All right.
And the artificer, disguised as a blue elf woman, says, Mr. McGee, have they asked you to ever dress up like this before? Or have you seen them ask anybody else to adopt this disguise before? And he says, no, I haven't.
And she wants to just lean over the balcony while they're intimidating him and just like look over the crowd, his own like personal perception.
Okay. Um, Go ahead and roll that perception. God
21.
dang. I think you are taking all of like Blinken's good rolls. This is
Yeah.
I think so. I'm not complaining. I'm not
Yeah.
complaining.
All right, Inchi. So you see a lot. You see up here to the north, stepping out of a higher coach, Milton and Lord Grauhund, that noble lord that Milhor replaced with a what's that thing called? An intellect devourer. You see two women also step out of a higher coach. You see some noble guards, and you see some common thugs step out working with security. Looking across, you can see the Doom Raiders finish setting up their instruments, and they all step into the Jade Dancer. Davil takes his time saying goodbye to his fans, says something to this white-haired woman standing in the circle, kneeling on her knees, and he also walks into the Jade Dancer. And then you can see that these younglings start frolicking in the court. They start running around and just playing tag with each other. And you can see that over here, a group of nobles and a guild master are talking to each other. And your little illusion of Rainier is just hanging out here by the tree.
No further attention has been brought to Rainier.
You saw the Doom Raiders all look his way individually as they walked into the Jade Dancer.
Right. Okay. And she is just still just leaning over, looking at the crowd silently while the rest of his guys are intimidating Sad Boy.
Would you like your Rainier Neverender to do anything?
Uh,
Can it talk?
no, it's a silent image.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so yeah, sure. I'll just bring Rainier a little bit further into the spotlight, about right here. And she's trying to keep that like balance of no one else trying to get drawn attention to him, but folks that are trying to look for him, can see him. So, and she's Rainier is still like kind of close to these crates. Is still scanning the crowd. That's it.
Okay. All right, back to everybody else. Does anybody else have questions for Sad Boy McGee?
I would ask
Uh,
him like, "You here to kill someone, or like, what are you doing here?"
He says, maybe, if I needed to. I've never pulled a bill that big, but I'm sure I could do it if I had to. And like looking at him, you don't think you could pull a bow that big. The strength that would require to pull something that big and large.
I just squint at him, just analyzing for now.
The artificer says, how much money, how many gold dragon, or how much gold did they promise you to do this tonight? And Sad Boy says, they actually are paying me really well for this. I got a promotion. I'm getting that 20 gold pieces, plus benefits.
yeah. Well, I mean, what you're doing is kind of dangerous. You definitely looked like the guy that is dangerous.
Everybody roll an insight check on him.
Yeah.
Okay, well, even with Inchi just listening over your shoulder, I got a 16.
Nice.
Yeah, I got to.
Nice. Oh shit.
Oh,
So
dang.
everybody, including the artificer, noticed that when he said benefits, he said it kind of slyly, like he meant something wicked. Uh,
So, what sort of?
he says,
Inchi's glancing over his shoulder back at Sad Boy.
again, man, not in front of the city watch.
All right, all right. So I motion fuel the artifice, downstairs, and we'll find some place to, talk without any eyes, ears.
So you just send Huel away.
Well, um, more like the party, I guess. Basically, we want to. He doesn't want to talk in front of the city watch, right? So we want to escort him somewhere that doesn't have city watch.
Oh no, he's talking about Huel, who looks like
Yeah.
Oh, right. I
I'm the
forgot. You're the
artificer, so-
artificer. Right. Okay, so I'll say that. Yeah, go ahead and move. Somewhere, and we'll get this information.
I'll just go upstairs for the minute and bug that guy in the balcony.
y'all are on the balcony. You could just step like over here if you want, or step
And she
into the
waves Huel over.
Yeah, I go over and start bugging him.
Okay. Hugh, when you get over there, you notice the same thing he noticed. All those nobles gathering in the north. The Doom Raiders are not in the courtyard anymore. And you see all those guild masters over there.
The only thing
and
Inchi really says to him is that the Doom Raiders did go into that building.
all right, Blinken, you're up here with just the artificer on the sideboard, but the artificer is in disguise.
Yeah. Okay.
So he's willing to talk to you. He says, "Man, you know what benefits means. They gave me a little bit of that good stuff."
You're talking about the good, huh? The
Yeah.
the silk.
Yeah, they're big names. They know where to get the really pure stuff at. It was really nice of them. They gave me a lot of it.
Mm. They really give you a bunch, huh?
He says, "Yeah," and he holds out a pouch that looks like it would weigh half an ounce.
That is a lot. Are you sure it's
Artificer
pure?
says, "That's a suspiciously large amount."
Basically, what it sounds like to me, anyway, is that they were hoping that you get caught and killed.
Right on the money, looking. And he
That's
goes, "No, no."
Well, think about it, buddy. Look, I don't want to burst your bubble. They gave you a bunch of stuff, and so that you're the distraction. This is, not to be a bad thing. This is a moon dance festival, right? So I mean, sure, it's important, but why would they give you a bunch of things for a security job? I know that it's enticing, but you're given a bunch of stuff. I think something was going to happen. You're lucky that we saw it.
He goes, "Man, you don't know what the Doom Raiders are. They're giving me my first good steady job ever." He doesn't believe you, but you can make a persuasion check.
Yeah, I'll say, trust me. I've seen my share with the Tomb Raiders. Persuasion.
Mm-hmm. Blinken being in the city for a while, you do hear stories of people that get used as patsies for small time criminals. It happens even in your guild. There's a whole fraud department. People like you get taken advantage of sometimes and don't even know it.
All right. So I rolled 19. 14 plus 5. Hell yeah.
Dan, dude, that's really good. He says, "No, no," but he hears the wisdom in your words, and it takes a couple minutes, but you're able to bring him around and convince him that this is not what he wanted to do. He didn't want to do this life of crime. And he says, "Well, what should I do then?"
Well, first things first. Why did they give you this packet? The bow and arrow. Specifically.
This is so that I could look intimidating and strong.
Planting something. Just need to know what.
The artificer says they planted him to look like the person. Shit. They planted him to look like the person with the weapon we were looking for, and all this silk root powder. He was clearly set up to take the fall for the whole operation. And like I said, they'll just reform it tomorrow. Use some different disguise, recruit some new people, and start dragging them in. They have new people coming into their bars every day. Their agents could be in this. You, Mr. McGee, need to run along. He says, can I keep the longbow? She says, no. Can I keep my book? She says, no. He goes, oh man. Blinken, do you say anything to him as he starts walking away?
I said, I'll say, just be careful next time because don't trust the Doom Raiders. I mean, you almost got killed there.
Blinken, you're looking at him and he already looks pretty sad. But then the reality of the situation sets in. You know, he tried to do something honest and he just got dragged back in. And his willingness to look like the Shadow Man goes away. And the spell around him ends. And he just looks like sad boy McGee with a very sad face. And he slumps his shoulders and he walks off down into the broken axe and he leaves the dancing court. So he is gone. Y'all have this book that has all of the Doom Raiders history and lyrics in it. And you also have this massive longbow. And you're all on the balcony together.
All right, so I guess I'll, basically tell the people here, the party, once we gathered around, is, well, no, probably not going to.
She says, she's pacing back and forth, and she says, he was just here to take the fall. He clearly didn't have anything in him to use that bow. So if they're still going to try to make a move on me, the artificer, and she points over at Hugh, they'll still do it. But how? Where? With who?
And she is crisscross applesauce on the floor looking at the longbow in his hands. Just eyeballing it, seeing if there's anything up with it. Well, it's clearly not going to be with this bow, right?
No. She says, we have 30 minutes until the moon dance starts. If we can't figure it out, I can just continue. I can go, or Hugh can go to the moon dance and float all the way to the top and be used as bait. And we can try our best to protect him from whatever that plan is. But if we want to figure it out, we probably need to go to the Jade Dancer and see what the Doom Raiders are talking about. And again, that is just her suggestion. You don't have to do that.
How long am I supposed to protect you tonight, lady? Just, what do you say, 30 minutes?
Yeah, she says, in 30 minutes, the moon dance will start. That druid over there is a moon druid. When the moon is high and large in the sky, she will use her connection with it to make a 60-foot sphere appear in this courtyard. In that sphere, gravity will have no effect on a willing creature that enters it. You can float all the way to the very top. You can be completely weightless, fly and fall as you wish. And Huel, when she says fall, you remember that vision of the artificer falling and falling and falling. She says, that starts in 30 minutes. If we can't figure out what's going on before then, we'll just have to go in blind and react. If we can catch them doing something, if we can catch them in the act, we could throw them all in jail.
Well, I mean, I do have one visibility. I could go in there and I could what they're saying.
She says that's a possibility too. Does
I could
anybody else have a suggestion?
I could follow you, Blinken. I can make myself invisible too, and we can tackle this, together.
Guess that's be good enough because the potion wouldn't last long anyways. Okay. I think that's the plan, and I think you know. And I point out the artificer will do thing, and we could both turn invisible once we get to that building, and see if we could pick up the conversation and see if they say anything regarding to this act of assassination, or maybe something about the Shadow Man. Who knows?
Right. Huel, I'm counting on you to keep Mrs. Artificer safe.
You can count on me. Don't. No worries.
Like I said, you're a good man. And she kind of like pats his stomach.
All right.
All
So
right.
who's going over to the Jade Dancer?
And she will.
Yeah,
Alright, I'm
and
gonna
Lincoln will
drag
as
you down
well.
here. All right, Lincoln. All right. So Blinken, did you already want to have that invisibility potion popped, or do you want to wait till you enter the Jade Dancer?
I would probably wait till I get closer to the Jade Dancer, out of sight of people if they're like minding their business stuff,
All right. Inshi, do you do anything to disguise yourself, or are you just walking?
Invisibility lasts for an hour, so he's just going to go ahead and cast it.
All right.
That would dispel the silent image of Rainier.
Yeah, Blinken. I'm sorry, man. Your potion of invisibility would last for 1 hour.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
And
good.
it would only end if you attack or cast a spell. It specifically says anything you wear or carry is invisible with you. So
Oh,
I'll say you can still be invisible from when you stole the bow and arrow and the book.
okay. Yeah, I'll do that. I
Okay.
didn't know that. I thought like if I touch something, you know.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's how it works in Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh.
But it doesn't, so that's why I thought it too. All right. So both of you are invisible boys. Let me put a little marker on you that says that. Little miss for being invisible. All right. Inchi, would you have to get rid of Rainier to go invisible?
Yes, because
All
I'd be
right,
given
so,
concentration.
yeah. So Rainier would have walked behind some crates and disappeared. Y'all are both invisible. As you walk along, Inchi, you hear some people talking, and you hear them go, "That's Amala Castellanter and Lady Growlwood." And you would recognize Amala Castellanter as one of the nobles that has been poking around your family land. She's up here, right here, about 40 feet away from you. You also see up there Milton and Lord Growlwood.
Was that Destry's mother?
His aunt.
Aunt.
Yeah, Destry is the third-born son of a third-born son. Uh, this is like the head of the family, the
I
lady
don't know,
of
and
the family.
I don't know why Inchi would know that, so Inchi's just going to keep walking to that Jade Dancer.
No, you would know that. The Castellanters are the ones poking around your family.
Okay, well,
Uh,
and she's just going to still continue the Jade Dancer.
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all continue walking along. You walk through this courtyard. These children are playing tag with each other, scaring the pigeons that are out here, making them take flight. This white-haired human woman is kneeling in the center of the circle, and she appears to be chanting and whispering something to herself. Both of you can feel magical energy gathering around her. You continue on to the Jade Dancer, and the Jade Dancer is famous for one thing. Its statue, made entirely of jade, that dances all around the ball. And especially on nights like this with the moon dance, she really goes at it. So you walk in and you see the dance floor is cleared as there's just this giant, or not this giant, this human-sized jade statuette dancing across an elegant ballet, jumping and leaping across the dance floor. People are cheering and jeering, and you see on the upper level the Doom Raiders shoving themselves into a booth and drawing a curtain around themselves. Or I guess like they go back to a VIP room and they draw a curtain on the entrance. Blinken, you've been in bars like this before. You know that like you can rent out a room that takes you away from the party. You know, if you ever want to relax for a bit.
Lincoln, are you still near me? Where are you?
Quiet. Listen.
And she kind of like follows Blinken's voice and reaches out to until he taps him. Oh, okay, there you are. Which one was this Istrid fella that my gooner was talking about?
And I like point at the one that's like kind of green haired woman.
Istrid Horn is a dwarf. She plays the piano for the Doom Raiders. She's also a very good singer, and she was a cleric to the god of money. And you know that she was also a money lender. Both Shazafrad and Destry owed money to her.
I
If
feel
y'all
like
want to,
no, good.
if y'all want to get up to this curtain sized or to this curtain room, I'm going to need you to make 2 stealth checks with advantage. One to get there, and then one to get inside that room without drawing attention to yourselves.
Okay, I guess that leads up to my next thing I was going to talk to Blinken. I feel like our best chance to get something out of him is to follow him. Want to head that way?
Yes. But let's go.
All right. Each of you make your first stealth check with advantage. DC 12.
All right. With advantage.
11.
Oh, God. Advantage roll. 12 and a natural 20. Hell yeah. So I got a natural 20.
Hell yes. Blinken, with your natural 20, you're able to grab Inchi as he like runs into someone and almost trips over. But you grab him, you keep him from tripping over on the floor, drawing even more attention to yourselves. You push on by, and the person that Inchi ran into just drunkenly takes another sip from their mug and continues walking. You all reach the curtain that the Doom Raiders are sitting behind. You can hear some loud voices, and you can hear the sound of meat glasses for mead. You can hear the clanking of glasses. That's the word I was looking for. If y'all want to get in through this curtain, you're going to need to roll another stealth check. It's going to be harder. Or you can just do a perception check to try to hear something from here.
Lincoln will probably want to go in further.
Oh yeah, while Blinken had to grab Inchi, to pull him away, and because Blinken is touching him, Inchi's able to grab out and pull at him, saying, "Come on, let's go closer."
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's another stealth advantage.
Yep.
Hey.
DC 14.
13 and 22. So 22.
Hell yes.
19.
So both of you are able to just grab the curtain just barely and able to like block the light with your body, and you're able to slide in there without drawing any attention to yourselves. And you can see the Doom Raiders are all pouring drinks for themselves. Three of them are sitting on one side of the table, and Schemo Weird Bottle is sitting on the other side of the table. And he says, I said I would perform with you when you got Froggy's axe back, and you haven't gotten it back yet. And all of the other ones like throw their arms up and roll their eyes, and they are clearly in some kind of argument. Going back over to the broken axe, Huel, you are up here with the artificer. You also have that book, The Broken, the Beaten, and the Damned, which has the history of the Doom Raiders and all of their songs. You're thinking back on that vision, the falling and the singing. What are you thinking about? Kirby, Kirby,
Hey, what's up?
hey man, did you hear what I just said?
Negative, senor. My apologies.
Oh, okay. Are you sleepy? Do you want to call it for the night?
I was just staring off in space.
Okay, man.
If I start falling asleep, I will call it though.
Okay, just let us
I
know.
missed that last bit.
Okay. So you're over here. You've got the songbook, or you've got the biography of the Doom Raiders that also has all of their lyrics. You're thinking back on that vision you had of the artificer falling and that screaming or that singing that sounded like singing. What are you doing up here with the artificer?
I'm just I guess I'll start telling her about the vision. They are already listening, man. I got the vision. Describe it all like
You received a vision. How did you receive a vision? Who gave it to you?
I was at the yawning portal and I started seeing stuff.
Deception. Well, I guess that's not a lie.
The bird, I'll grab little Inchi by the scruff and I'll show him the bird.
Oh, you tell her everything?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I seen you die. I think you were dying. I don't know what I saw.
The imp raven is just in your hand, and it's just acting like a raven. It's like wiggling, trying to get out of your hand. It's not making any weird noises or anything like it normally does. And the artificer says, you saw a vision of me dying. Was it clear? Did it match up with any of the details we've seen so far?
I mean, it's all still hazy, but
She says, describe it to me.
you were floating, and then I heard screaming, but it sounded like singing.
She glances over towards the courtyard. You heard singing. If you saw the notes for it, could you identify what song it was?
Crosses his arms, like I think. I hope I can.
She grabs that biography of the Doom Raiders off the table and starts flipping through it. And she gets to the part that has all of their sheet music and lyrics on it. And she says, look through this, see if you recognize anything. These are their most famous songs.
Yeah, can I like investigate this book? Look, peep through it.
Yes. And that roll an investigate check. DC 10. And if you don't get it this turn, we'll come back to you. Hey, so flipping through it, you eventually get to a song called The Ghost of You. And you recognize the melody of it. You recognize the part that Ishtar would be playing on the piano. You remember that singing that you heard, and you recognize the notes that Davil would be singing. The part of your vision that had the artificer falling was towards the end of this song. It's a part where they start playing really, really softly and then really, really loud. They all come in singing the same notes, screaming and amplifying their voices and playing their instruments as loud as they can. And you notice that the lyrics of this part, this soft part, are if I fall, And then the part that they all scream loudly is down, down, down. And you recognize the notes from that part as what you heard in your vision. You heard that down, down.
Yeah, I'll definitely point out in the book, like, that's the sound that goes of you right there.
She goes, okay. And how did I die? Was I attacked?
Just scratching his head. I mean, I don't know if you actually died. You kind of just fell.
I just fell. I just fell.
Yeah, you're falling.
She says, well, I suppose if I died, I wouldn't be a willing creature, and I wouldn't be able to float anymore. But it'd be hard to kill me quickly with no one noticing. Was I bleeding? Were arrows sticking out of me?
There was no arrows,
She goes,
no
"Hmm,
blood even.
I have protection against physical attacks. Magical attacks are difficult. Sleep, domination, suggestion. These are all things that could make me fall. My charms aren't great against fall damage. And she seems for the first time tonight a little bit concerned.
We'll both just have to be careful because I'll nudge her. Like, I still look like you.
She says, do you have any spells that affect falling? Do you have any spells that could allow us to fly?
Actually, not fly, but if one of us starts falling, I got something to do the trick.
And she says, I suppose if I'm ready for it, maybe I could stay close to the ground and land in such a way where I won't hurt myself too much. She says, if it is some kind of magical attack, it would be difficult to prove the Doom Raiders had anything to do with it. With all the magic in the air tonight, it'd be impossible to legally prove anything. Hugh, what would you do to protect me?
Like in the disguise, and it's like, oh, I don't know, take your place, I guess.
She says, if we can't solve this problem legally, we then need to look at other options. Do you understand what I mean?
I understand what you mean. With your buddies down at the Thieves Guild.
She says, no, I don't let them do my work for me. Tonight, I would like to solve this problem. If I can get one of the Doom Raiders in jail, or even one of them hurt, that might be enough to get them to stop their criminal activities. But if they come for me and I can't do anything about it, I'd like you to try and take them out.
Try my best.
All right.
Capturing one shouldn't be so hard.
She says, do you have a place that you could take them if we capture them? Say we don't have a legal precedent. Do you have a place that we could take them and store them?
I think so.
Okay, going back over to Blinken and Shoot in the Jade Dancer, y'all can hear the muffled sounds of the party of the dancing and the singing going on downstairs. And up here, the Doom Raiders are having an argument. Again, Schemo says, you said that you were going to get Froggy's axe and put it back in my hands, and you didn't have it. It's the one thing I've asked you for in 5 years, and you can't do it. And Davil and Istrid both say, we were all or Istrid says, now we were all over Castellanter Manor today. We put on disguises. We tried to get in there and find it. We know it used to be there. They've moved it somewhere. We're still looking for it, Schemo. We have to do it. But this plan is already in motion. We already have full spray breathing down our necks. We have to do something. We have to protect our family. And Davos says, family is the only thing that's important here, Schemo. I mean, what's going on here? And Schemo says, I just want Froggy's axe if we're going to be doing something like this again. Blinken and she, do y'all do anything?
Yeah, she sits down and cradles his chin in his hands as he listens intricately.
I would probably just lean against the wall while Visible listening and seeing if you're gonna keep talking about this or.
Schemo says, look, I already did my part, okay? I cast all of that magic on us that allows us to remember that vault of dragons, and you said that you would handle the rest of it. I don't want to be involved in this stuff anymore. And Zaraj speaks up and says, we can't do it without you, Schemo. You are smart one here. And Davil says, yeah, man, you're the one that helped us get away from the Red Barons and Phandalin. You're the one that helped us capture those Jackalwares in Baldur's Gate, man. You and Froggy were always the brains here, and now it's just you. And Istrid says, Schemo, we all have to get our shit together and focus on it. We can get more than Froggy's axe back. We can get everything back. We can get Froggy back. All we have to do is get rid of this artificer and find that stone again. Blinken and Inchi, y'all would know that they are talking about Aranex.
Storm, right?
Yeah, the stone that turned into Aranex.
Yeah.
The stone that allows y'all to remember things about the Vault of Dragons. And it strikes you as weird. If they don't have the stone, they shouldn't be able to remember it. And Davil says, you were the only one that was smart enough to figure it out for all of us. Remember when we tried to pass it back and forth and tell each other details about it? It didn't work. You figured it out. And Schemo says, look, it was just a remove curse spell. All right. I don't know what's powering that thing. It's magical, but working around it is easy. You guys are talking about going after city watch officers. You guys are talking about going up against the Xanathar. Like, yeah, we've done some big things. We destroyed dragon cults, but this is a whole other level. We could all die here. And Davil says, we'd have enough money to get us all back, not just Froggy. Come on, Schemo. A crazy mission to get everything back. Is that what we always wanted? Who cares if it's dangerous? And Istrid says, and who cares if we have to get more blood on our hands? At least we're doing it for a good cause this time. And Zaraj says, this will be easy if you get over yourself.
Yeah.
And she wants to sneak up and pickpocket Schemo.
I can't really see him, so.
Inchi, roll sleight of hand with advantage. If you get caught, your invisibility breaks. Or no,
19.
it doesn't. That's also Baldur's Gate. You motherfucker. Schemo has this big pouch on his back. He's sitting down, so it's below the table. None of the other Doom Raiders can see it from this angle. They're able to look in there. Schemo has a spell book. And he also has a pouch of gold coins and a few rare gems. He also has a pouch of silk root powder. Which of these would you like to grab?
Ah, shit. Okay. So the choices are the bag of gold and gems, the
Yep.
spell book, and
Yep.
the bag of silk root.
Yep.
I haven't been paying any close attention, so I don't know what the silk root can be for.
The silk root is the drug that the Shadow Man deals. The drug that the Artificer is trying to find. You were asked to find where the Doom Raiders are getting this pure silk root from. That's what Nilhor asked you to do.
See. Um,
Kirby, you still with us?
I'm here. Yeah.
Okay, good.
and she steals the bag of gold.
All right. Imshi, you have 50 gold pieces.
Nice. And then he just kind of waddles back over to the place that he last remembered Blanken being.
Okay. Y'all could roll a perception check, see what else the Doom Raiders might have in here. And saying again, do y'all not remember how that thing in Vandalin went? We burned down the whole house. I burned down that whole house. There were villagers inside there, not just red brands. And again, Davil says they weren't family, Schema. We're family. After everything we've given up, we deserve the right to get Froggy back. And they just kind of continue on like this for a bit.
So he can roll perception.
Yeah, y'all could.
19.
I rolled an
I had
8.
a whole thing where Thorgrim was going to be able to arm wrestle the clowns for inspiration.
If only.
Okay. With perception, you notice that Istrid Horn is wearing a variety of necklaces that look to be made of real silver with real gems in them. You notice that Zaraj is wearing very nice dragon scale armor, as always. And you notice that Davil Starsong has this strange stone earring with a green gem on it. And he is wearing that as an earring.
Um. Shoot.
You could point this out to Blinken if you want.
Once again, and she's like reaching out to thin air until he like taps the physical body of Blinken, and then he leans over and says, uh, uh look, there's a green gem."
Hmm.
And it calls to you a little bit. Roll a perception check with advantage.
I rolled a 19.
God damn, good rolls. Blinken, you're looking at this thing and you notice it's some kind of jade or emerald. You'd have to look at it closer to figure it out. But it would clearly be valuable. It must weigh like a lot, being on his ear like that. It's so big and shiny, and you look at it and you feel Aranax squirming in the little pouch you have of him, and your psychic connection with him grows and grows. You can feel him sometimes push colors and senses your way, but never sight, never a vision, except for you can see something now. You can see this room that you're in from Davil's perspective. As he turns one way to look at Zaraj and say something cutting to her, you see that. And then he looks back over to Skuno and says something to him, and you see that turn. You seem to be looking through some kind of eye. Blinken, they stole my eyes. They stole my voice. Then they stole my soul.
Well, I kind of want it, but I can't just snatch it out of his ear.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
what's up?
You remember what
uh,
Rainier said to you about the stone of Aranax and how it was 4 parts.
and she kind of shakes Blinken again. You want me to grab it? I think it looks kind of pretty. We could probably sell it.
I kind of whispered, be like, Sell it.
Do you want me to get it?
If I understand that.
Yeah. So you want it?
Yeah.
Take a look at the chat real quick, Sean.
Okay.
This has the Doom Raiders class at the level.
Okay.
All right. So
But
if you start something with these guys, this is who you're starting it with.
gotcha. But also, Enchi is the only one that doesn't have like positive interaction with this guild.
Yeah, with this faction.
Okay. All right. Enchi sneaks up, and he's gonna yank that gem and like tear his earlobe out to fucking get it.
Okay.
God
I was
damn.
about to say you can't just grab it and run. You're gonna hurt him to get it out.
Yeah.
I that is Enchi's intention.
Sean, are you sure about this?
Yes.
Blink it.
Yeah, Enchi just says, "Okay, I'm gonna go grab it for you."
Okay, fuck. Shit, I don't even know what this would be. Roll a shit, dude. I don't even know. Sleight of hand to just get closer to him without tipping him off, and then you'll snatch it. Roll it
And
with advantage.
okay, that's a 9.
Oh, boy. So you walk up close to Devil Star Song, and as you get close and you reach out, he can feel something about the shift of the air, the heat off of your hands, and he moves away. And he reaches his hand towards his waist. The Doom Raiders react with him, standing up, trusting his instincts. When he is senses danger, they sense danger as well. Even Schemo stands up and reaches for a potion bottle that he has at his waist. Dowell says, I felt something in this room. It went for the eye. We've been careful. Xanathar nor the Castellantis should know about us. Who's there? Show yourselves.
Uh,
Show
uh,
yourselves now.
uh, and she's tempted to run, but he's gonna sneak up and try to grab it again.
Oh, motherfucker. Roll it with disadvantage.
12.
Motherfucker. All right, you do not have the element of surprise this time. So give me a second to load up these character sheets. All of these characters have character sheets. They will follow all D&D rules. They're designed to be powerful, but not impossible to beat.
Okay.
Unless you attack them all together in one room. That's probably not the best.
Almost like now.
Yeah, almost like now.
Fun.
Character sheet. All right, Devil Star Scene. Okay. Inchi, I'm going to say you're able to put your hand on it, but he reacts. He pulls a dagger out of his waist and stabs it towards you. He is going to roll an attack against you. That's a nat 20. Damn. That sucks.
Okay.
Oh,
I will
hold
let
on.
you roll a strength check to see if you can just grab this as he attacks you.
All right. 18.
You are able to grip your little goblin hands right around this, right as he strikes you and you become visible. Inchi, you are going to take Inchi, you hear Davin Star Song say, he sings a note as he stabs you. He rolls that nat 20, so he's going to do 2d6 damage to you. Oh, shit, dude. What's your total HP?
Right now I have 21.
Okay, well, that's good. And Inchi, he stabs you. Blood begins forming at your waist where he stabbed you. And you step back, and you're not sure what happened. You know he sang a note. You know he cast a spell. And then suddenly you feel this energy, this vibration starting within your feet and rising up through your legs, your chest, your arms, your hands, your neck. You feel like you're vibrating. You don't know what this is. You could try to roll an intelligence check to figure out what it is. Blinken, you just saw Inchi become visible. But you see that Davil Star Song's ear is bleeding, and she has successfully grabbed this stone away from Davil Star Song.
Well, what is this?
Blinken, what do you do?
So where exactly is the stone? Is and she
And she has the stone in his hand.
okay. So I wanna go up to while this is happening, obviously I'm still invisible. I wanna smack Inshi's hand to drop it and I wanna grab it.
Yeah, and let's go.
All right, Inchi, you let it go, and the stone drops. Blinken, roll a sleight of hand to try to grab this without the Doom Raiders noticing it.
Yep.
You have advantage because you're invisible.
Yep. I wanna is a 5. Alright. I rolled not bad. It's a 14.
Okay, all right. So just to describe what just happened over the past few seconds. And she walked up to Davil Star Song as he was sitting. He tried to grab the stone, but Davil Star Song flinched and went into a defensive posture with the rest of the Doom Raiders. And she doubled down, reaching forward, grabbing at the stone at Davil Star Song's ear. He put his hand on it, but Davil Star Song was able to stab him, and she ripped the stone out of Davil's ear as he stepped back and began vibrating. Blinken tapped Inchi on the shoulder, and she dropped the stone, and Blinken, you were able to grab it right out of his hand before the Doom Raiders could see it fall. You have the stone in your hand. It vibrates with a magical energy. Aranax begins to squirm in your pouch. Blinken, you've only used like 5 feet of movement. What else do you do?
As soon as I grab it, I'm gonna slowly move out of while this is happening. Right,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna be like slinking back, and while they're just screaming at Inch, hopefully I get enough of a distraction, make them not look for. Well,
Yeah. Keeping that 14, you're successfully able to get out of that curtain without drawing attention to yourself, and you're now just in the Jade Dancer. What is your plan? Are you going to leave the Jade Dancer, or are you going to stay here inside but invisible?
I'll probably stay by the doors of the Jade Dancer, just for a bit and see what happens to Inchi. Like, if they're going to be escorting him out, or if he's going to do something. At least I could, look and see if I have to, tell our friends about this.
Okay. Hugh, are you still with us?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, so you're back over here with the artificer. You just found the song that you heard in your vision, "The Ghost of You." Um, uh, the part of your vision that you heard was after the second verse. So they do a verse, a chorus, a verse, a chorus, and then the part that you heard. Uh, what do you do? Do you want to do anything? Like you can go anywhere on this map. You can talk to the artificer. You can make a plan.
I'll probably just run down stuff with the artificer, just kind of wait for them two to get back.
Okay.
Like if stuff goes south, like head to the manor and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you're making plans with her about what to do. So if y'all can't capture the Doom Raiders legally, she expects you to capture one of them and take them back to Trollskull Manor, or kill them all. Going back to Inchi inside the Jade Dancer, Dabble Star Song, Schema Weird Collar, Ishrid Horn, and Sarge the Hunter. This very powerful, very old adventurer, or not very old, middle-aged adventurers are looking at you, Inchi, and they say, "We've seen you before," or Dabble says, "I've seen you before. Look what you did
Nah,
for us once. You
nah,
transported, you transported wine for us, didn't they?"
uh,
And
no.
Ishrid and Schemo both nod their head, and so does Zaraj the Hunter. She
I
says,
disagree.
Zaraj says, "I recognize Puny Man. He was involved, talking to Sad Boy McGee." And
No, no.
Dabble rolls his eyes and says, "Oh, that loser has loser friends too, I guess. What are you doing in here, Goblin?"
I don't know what loser you're talking about. Get away from me. And
Dabble takes one step towards you, and you're still vibrating with the strange energy. What do you do?
she will try to cast fear.
All right.
So it is a
You don't.
30-foot cone in front of him.
Okay. You don't know what the spell is that's happening to you. As far as you're aware, you can do whatever you want.
Right.
You cast fear. Phantasmal image of a creature's worst fears. Each creature in a 30-foot cone will succeed on a wisdom saving throw. All right, so what do they have to beat here?
Spell save DC 14.
They have to beat a 14. All of them, except Skino, actually have very low wisdom.
Okay, okay.
So that's good.
All right, that's Ishrid. Dabba passes. Schemo gets +2. Schemo passes.
Okay.
Okay, hold
After
up real quick. Real
okay,
quick.
okay.
As you cast this, you see each of the Doom Raiders' greatest fear. When you cast it on Dabble Star Song, he sees an image of himself, but it doesn't affect him. He looks past it. When it is cast on Schemo Weird Bottle, you see the image of their dead bandmate, Froggy. He looks past it, knowing it's just an illusion. Istrid Horn sees this man, this dwarf man that you've never seen. He looks old and he looks very haggard and worn down by the years. and she begins shaking in her boots. And Zaraj the hunter also sees the image of Froggy, and for the first time you see her look scared and afraid. And she,
What did
what were you gonna do?
what did Zaraj see?
She saw the image of their dead bandmate Froggy.
Ah.
Their dead
Also,
bandmate Froggy. Let me get a drink of water, actually.
also part of fear is that they now have to sprint as far away from me as possible if they fail.
All right, I'm back. Sean, are you here?
Yep.
Okay. So Zaraj the hunter and Schema Weirdbottle saw the image of their dead bandmate Froggy, who died about 10 years ago.
Okay. Part of fear is that the targets that fail now have to dash away from me as far as possible.
Okay, so Istrid Horn and Zarach the hunter both run out of the room, screaming. And the Jade Dancer is kind of small, but it's got multiple floors, so they just run down the stairs and they actually run out. Lincoln, you see Zaraj the hunter and Istrid Horn run out of the Jade Dancer.
And she
Sean,
tries to dash and follow them. I have movement, right?
yes, you do. Inchi, you take one step, roll 1d8.
Oh shit. Got a 3.
All right, just a second. So the spell that Davil cast on you when he stabbed you was called Booming Blade. If the attack is successful, you suffer the weapon attack's normal effects, and you become sheathed in booming energy until the start of your next turn. If you willingly move 5 feet, you take 1d8 thunder damage, and the spell ends.
I'm sorry, are you saying gooning sword? What
Yes.
did you say?
Booming,
Booming. It's
Oh.
booming. Yeah.
Booming. Gotcha.
Yeah. Gooning story.
Disappointing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
the
Google
Gooning
my sword every night, if you know what I'm
God
saying.
damn.
Still an off a sad boy.
Uh.
Okay. And she just, oh shit, and it continues to try to sprint out the room.
Yeah, you take 3 damage on that first one, and you continue sprinting out of the room. Devil Star Song and Schema Weirdbottle give chase. You are able to burst out of the Jade Dancer, past Istrid Horn and Zaraj the Hunter. Davil Star Song and Schema Weirdbottle are 10 feet behind you.
I point back to them and shout, they're trying to attack us, kind of insinuating that they're trying to attack all 3 of us, me, Istrid, and Zaraj, as we're all running. They're trying to attack us, help!
You have advantage on that because Istrid and Zaraj look scared, and everybody was concerned when they were running out of the building.
What is it?
Persuasion with advantage.
Got it. 19.
19. Okay, so Inchi, as you run out here, I'll say this is the most you can move. The Moon Druid, these nobles and guild masters all came in. These younglings who are fans of the Doom Raiders step in, and the City Watch person from over here steps in. And this is enough of a crowd to stop Dabble and Schemo as they come running out people put their hands on them to try to stop them from running. They try to calm down Siraj and Ishtar. You are able to get through this crowd, but there's no telling how long that crowd will hold. Lincoln, what do you do? You are still invisible over here in the corner. You just watched all of this commotion happen at the entrance to the Jade Dancer.
Okay, and then you said those two ran out as well, right? The devil, or are they still
Yes.
okay?
Yes, they're all out here now.
Okay. So
I
I'm
made their
gonna.
tokens bigger because they're
Yeah,
more important to the story.
that makes sense. I'll step out once they ran out. I'll step out, and then I'm just gonna it's kind of you know take the long way back to. I'm assuming that the other guys are still at the broken axe, so that's where I'm gonna go while
Okay, you
invisible.
start taking, yeah, the long way around. It's going to take you a bunch of turns to get over there. Hugh, you just noticed a big commotion at the foot of the Jade Dancer. First, Horn and Zarj the Hunter came running out screaming. Then Schemo, then Inchi, then Schemo, then Dabble. Does this commotion stir you to do anything? Kirby, Kirby.
Oh no, I'd just be or watching the party area.
Uh, uh, the artificer orders you another round of drinks and herself as well. She takes a nice a red wine.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
I'll take the edge off and then I'll drink some more.
yeah. Do you want to talk to her about anything? Ask her anything?
I mean, he's kind of just hanging around. You,
Okay.
look, what are you doing after the? No, I'm kidding.
Jesus, trying to riz.
Well, like anything about the story. You know, she's an investigator. She might know about the Castellanters or the Xanathar or the Sea Maidens Fair. Like you can pry characters for information if you want to. You don't have to.
He'd be kind of just drinking and relaxing. For he wouldn't be prying for anything right
Okay.
away.
Fair enough. Skeet or Inchi, I assume you'd also be going back to the Jade Dancer. Or
Yes, but
back, I'm
and
sorry,
she,
back to the Broken Axe.
yeah, wherever Heal and Artificer are,
Yeah.
and she will be going this way to scale the wall again.
Okay. So y'all both take the long way around, but eventually you come back to the Broken Axe. The Doom Raiders are kind of busy explaining themselves. People are talking to them. The city guard is being really pushy with them. Uh, the artificer looks over and smirks and says, "The Doom Raiders have had many complaints against them. Their parties always get out of hand. There's all these conspiracies about them, and apparently some of them are true. They don't have the best relationship with the City Watch." She says to all of you as you're there. Lincoln, you are still invisible if you want to be. Aranax has not stopped squirming. You hold that bloody stone with a piece of Dabble's ear in your hand.
Yeah,
Um,
now Star Song is bleeding everywhere. I don't think that will bode well with the guards. A lot of cleanup. Oh, speaking of which, I got stabbed, and she pulls up his shirt to show his stab wound.
Got
And
stabbed.
and
Damn.
then you got vibrated really hard. You got wiggled.
Yeah, the vibrations after didn't feel too good either. But the hole is my souvenir.
Lincoln, do you do anything with this stone?
I will pretty much pet Aranex, and then I'm gonna put the stone next to Aranex, and hopefully to calm him down.
Hold up real quick. You take Eridax out in front of the artificer.
Uh,
It is
No.
illegal to have a dragon in Waterdeep.
is it legal?
It would be illegal to have a
Illegal.
dragon pet
Yeah,
in
well,
Waterdeep.
I'll say no on that. I'm gonna
Okay.
keep that as a secret, and yeah, I'm just gonna the the stone a secret until I know what it is for sure. Which I obviously I got an idea, but I'm not just gonna
Mhm.
flat out say that I have the stone. So
Okay. So the artificer then says, "So what caused all the ruckus?"
And she waggles his bag of gold. I got this. Hey, Huel, you kept the artificer safe. Good job. And I flick Huel a gold coin.
Like
Here,
catches it.
get yourself something nice.
for the record, I didn't see that happening. So
The artificer gives you a smile. She has no further questions about how the ruckus started. And she says, "So, did you learn anything?"
they're talking about some uh sort of fucking, what is that called? They're missing something for their old bandmate. I don't really know what they're yapping about. I didn't hear anything about um any whereabouts or anything about the Shadow Man. So I don't know if they're still going to uh keep the plan of quote unquote killing you. They probably will, but I don't know.
Yeah, you remember them talking about having to do like hard things or having to do bad things or having to hurt people and how they used to not care about that in the past. But Schema Weird Bottle seems to have grown a conscience.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But,
Schemo doesn't want to.
but they convinced him to do it because they're all family.
Right. So
Because they
I'll.
want to get Froggy's axe back. Or get
That's
Froggy
right.
back.
Yeah, they're trying to get the axe back. Okay. So I'm like, they are trying to get something, but it looks like they're very determined, so to speak, to get this axe for their past bandmate.
Mhm.
And I think Schemo doesn't really want to, so they're influencing.
And she says, perhaps a weakness in their armor in their armor that we can exploit. Hmm. Well, if they're just doing this for me, how about Huel, you don't go to the dancing sphere tonight? I will go there simply in a disguise. You can mingle about the crowd and keep an eye out for me. Keep me safe. But if they don't see me here, they might not try to attack anyone. We seem to have rattled them pretty good. Got rid of their patsy.
I mean,
Yep.
that's a good idea.
If anybody else is trying to attack, I could lure them out though.
Yes, yes. With you three dispersed in the crowd. Inchi, you should probably adopt some kind of disguise since they have seen you.
Oh, are you sure? I thought I was just gonna go invisible again and hang out with them because it went so well.
That too, we could find out more about them. She says, well, the moon dance is going to be starting soon, and there's something I must do first. Please excuse me, fellas. And she steps back into the broken X. She's going to go to the bathroom. So I'll
Uh,
have some privacy up here.
and she follows her for a second. Wait, I'm supposed to protect you, ma'am.
She says, I'm going to the bathroom. Inchi, I will be fine.
You better be safe in there.
She holds out like two of her fingers and extends her thumb on her right arm, and she says, "I'm always protected."
I don't know what that means. And she turns around to his party. She better not fall into that toilet.
It'll be fine.
All right. So now that it's just the three of you, you also remember the Doom Raiders talking about once they get rid of the Artificer, they can focus on getting to the vault. And they need a lot of money so they can get Froggy back. And now, Blinken, you have some privacy to look at that stone if you wish.
Okay. So as as she leaves, and I'll mention a little bit about the Rangers looking into trying to bring Foggy back as well. And then I pull out this green stone, um, and looking around, making sure nobody's. So I'll basically slowly pull out the dragon arrow next and kind of make him look at the stone.
Aaron
Ooh,
X. Inchi. What do you say?
ooh, ooh. Can I see it blinking? I didn't get to see it long.
I'm pretty sure this is one of his eyes.
I mean,
So
it looks like a gem to me.
he's gonna see it too. So give him a second.
Huel, do you say anything?
Yeah, he'll.
Kirby! Curb.
Sorry, I'm definitely fading. I was listening
Okay,
to something in the other room.
we're almost done. I'll call it soon. So Blinken has just pulled out this big green emerald stone. He's pretty sure it's part of the stone that Aaron X is made of. He thinks it's one of Aaron X's missing eyes. He's holding it right in front of Aaron X. Aaron X is sniffing at it. He excitedly wags his tail. He looks all over it. And I did not expect y'all to just fucking grab it. So you got this early. He shoves his face into the stone, and Blinken, you can feel your hand like get lighter as that stone is absorbed into his skin. And when Aranex pulls his head back, he looks up at you with one green eye right in the center of his head. It looks massive and big. His pupil adjusts to the moonlight and goes wide while it adjusts to the moonlight. And he looks at you for the first time. He can see you, and then he buries his head back in your hands, loving Luke, wanting you to scratch at him.
I give him the scratches and motion him to get in my pocket so that nobody can see him.
You scratch at him and he gets more excited. He waggles his tail and he grows. He gets a little bit bigger. His claws get longer and sharper. His wings flap out and become wide. He's almost as big as you now. And he looks at you and you can feel this psychic connection that you have with him. And you can feel him remove another curse from you. And you hear in your head, 3 keys are needed to enter the vault of dragons. A heart of pure tourmaline. 3 red dragon scales. 1 dozen teeth of a doppelganger. Can I write that down for you?
Yep.
I'm sorry, I meant a fist of tourmaline. It's a gem the size of a human fist. Or actually, I'm going to say this. My bad. Okay, so you have that vision in your head blinking, and it is shared with Huel and Inchi. You think that maybe as you discover more of Aranax, you might find out more about what's needed for the Vault of Dragons, maybe even eventually its location. Thinking back to what Galanus told you, the only person who has held the Stone of Aranax fully assembled was Xanathar the Beholder before the Castellators stole it away from him. After this vision, Aranax crawls up you and gets back in your pouch. He's stuffed into it now. You have to put some of your coat over the pouch to hide his wings and his tail from bulging out. You're going to have to rethink how you get him around the city now.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody have anything to say or do before we end this session?
Whoa, whoa! Did that vision come from that thing? Because and she shared that vision, right?
Yes, and this has happened before. When Aranax first turned from a stone into that dragon and gave you back all your memories, you all simultaneously had visions of the Vault of Dragons and what Galanus told you about it. It's how you know these things about the Doom Raiders and Xanathar and the Castle Hunters.
Right. So wait. That vision was caused by that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was going to bite it to see if it's a real gem, but now I feel like I shouldn't.
No, you probably no.
And Aranax looks at you with its cyclops eye and it looks scared, like, you were gonna eat me?
What are you looking at? 3 eyes.
All
Oh,
right,
this is
boys.
one eye.
Yeah, just one eye. All right, boys.
Oh,
The artificer walks back onto the balcony, but she is no longer disguised. Um, she says she is dressed down. She's wearing her undershirt and just some leather pants and some what's that called? Some Birkenstocks. You can see that her left arm is normal and holding her right arm. It has become completely detached, and at her shoulder, there's a small, there's a socket of brass. Like in looking at that, you can tell the craftsmanship is immaculate to be able to get something shaped like that, to look like that, much less function how she has it function. The arm that she holds in her hand is draped in like a silk sleeve held together with a tie at the top, and it disappears into the leather glove that covers the hand. She says, "So when I detached the arm, that actually broke the disguise self spell. I'll have to use another potion before I head back down. But I have to give this to someone." And she comes over to you, Blinken. And Blinken, you're the only one who told her your real name. You're the only one that's been honest with her completely.
Yeah.
So
what?
she trusts you the most. And she hands you that arm. And as she bends over to hand it down to you, her shirt falls open around the neck just a little bit. And you can see in her chest is a gemstone, a fist sized gemstone of bismuth.
Okay.
Like it embedded in her flesh. And that, I think, is where we're going to call it tonight.
Okay. When did Inchi lie to the artificer?
Well, you had never met her until the Thieves
Okay.
Guild, but she doesn't like you because you're in the Thieves Guild.
That's fair. Also, I
Yeah,
did
that's
do the
true.
psych thing to her last session, so okay,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
fair.
yeah, you did lie to her. You perhaps lied to her the most.
Well, no, I didn't lie to her. I just lied to her about winning a fucking handshake. That's it.
That's the most vulgar lie.
All right.
Uh,
Okay, I'll take it.
so did all of that make sense there at the end? You
Yeah.
found one of those pieces of Aranax, you gave it back to him, and he gave you a clue about the Vault of Dragons.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, And that's kind of how I did not expect you to just fucking grab it off the fucking gun. It was gonna be a big fight.
You are welcome.
But yeah, you can assume that since the other villains have held the Stone of Aranex, they might have each taken a piece of it themselves. So if you could fully assemble it, that would point you in the direction of the Vault of Dragons. And I have to make sure the other ones are better protected. You can assume the Doom Raiders will hate you now and do anything to get that piece of the stone back.
But just Inchi, right? Inchi was the only one they saw.
Yes, but if they see you hanging out with your buddies, you know.
Gotcha.
True.
Yeah. Inchi will get himself killed by the end of this. I
I
know it.
think so. Yep.
Okay. And apparently you need 3 keys for the Vault of Dragons. This is actually something from the book. 3 random objects. So a fist of bismuth, which is what the artificer has in her chest, 3 red dragon scales, and a dozen doppelganger tooth. That is one of the things you need to get to enter the Vault of Dragons. Okay.
Okay.
We will pick back up next session with Defying Gravity Part 2.
All right.
Heck yeah.